Well, hello. I thought I'd start saying, well, hello, instead of hi guys. But anyway, I'm back. It's been about a week since I did my last tutorial. But today I thought I'd show you how to make some earrings. And I am just going to do a Mokume Gane. And it is a Mokume Gane I've done before. It was on my blended Mokume Gane tutorial. But I'm doing it in different colours. And I've chosen that pattern mainly because I like it and I thought I'd try it in different colours. But it's not going to be just a Mokume Gane project. So I've rolled out a strip of white premo onto a number 1. Okay, and I've also rolled out some premo black onto a number 2. And I've also got this premo grey granite also rolled out onto a number 2. But they're just going to go to one side for the time being. And I've also got some backing clay rolled out as well. You roll that out to whatever thickness you want. Depends how thick you want your earrings or pendant to be. But I did roll it onto a number, I'm going to say 4. I'm pretty sure it's a number 4. I've also got some little squares of translucent, and I just cut those out using my 1-inch square cutter, and they're on setting number 1. I've rolled out some more pieces of clay, and I've got this premo fuchsia, premo white glitter, premo turquoise, and premo navy, and they are all rolled out onto a number 3. So there's quite a lot going on in this one, guys. I've also got some blue embossing powder. I will leave a link for the coloured embossing powders that I get. You'll also need, ta-da, silver leaf, an embossing pen, which I'll also leave a link for that. Standard tools, rigid blade, flexible blade, steel soap for burnishing, acrylic roller, that kind of thing. Some cutters of your choice, and you'll also need some smallish round cutters like this. Now these come in a whole set of cutters. I don't know what the actual sizes are, but they're the first smallest 3 in the set that I've got. I think that's everything. Let me think. Well, you'll need some UV resin as well, because these pieces are going to be resined afterwards. I'll just grab that and show you. This is the one that I use, which I get from Amazon. And I think that's all. So I've got all my clay ready rolled out. So we're ready to roll. We're ready to rumble. Let's go. Alright, so just a typical Mokume stack as usual. I'm just going to put the white at the bottom. No particular order, guys. You know me. It's whatever. But I am just going to do this. And then my usual little trick of adding some silver leaf onto that little square of translucent. Like this. Just mush it on there. Okay, and then I think I'll go with the dark blue. Another piece of trans, topped with the silver leaf. And yeah, let's go with the light blue, the white. That's white glitter. I think I said white glitter, but if I didn't, that's white glitter from Premo, by Premo. Another piece of trans. Now, of course, you don't have to use these colours. You can use any colours you would like. It's one of my standard little statements, as you know. These are the colours I'm going with. Where did I get to? I've got a feeling the last time I made this I had a little bit more white in it, but okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay, let's just go in that order again. Yep. And then the last bit of trans with silver leaf. Messy, messy silver leaf. I'm in quite an upbeat mood today. Don't know why. But kind of getting tired of being stuck indoors. It's like so much snow here at the moment. And I wouldn't say we're completely snowed in, but there is a lot of snow, and it's been snowing again this morning. So, alright, so I've put all my little squares together into a typical stack. And I'm just going to get a wet wipe and clean up the tile. Do, 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 do. Really hoping the sound is okay on this. Some of you will know that my lovely, whoops, sorry guys, not the camera, that my lovely hubby went out and got me a fancy schmancy microphone recording equipment thingy, whatever they're called, I don't know what they're called. It was this Mahusive microphone, so I was all excited. And the thing was absolute garbage, so it got sent back. So I'm back to just using my headset, which is actually a new one. But yeah, I'm back to using that, and that's why I've not done a tutorial, because I've been trying to get the microphone set that we had worked out, but it didn't work out, so the recording sound on it was just terrible. So I'm back to this. Hopefully it's going to be fine. My biggest frustration doing tutorials thus far has been the microphone volume issue. I think I'm on my 4th microphone now, so you know, it's money all the time trying to get things good. So I'm stuck with this headset. Maybe down the road I'll get some fancy schmancy equipment, but anyway, so I've rolled out my stack, and I'm just going to cut it in half and stack one time. I'm not going to restack it any more than that. And I am going to roll this. It's not going to be a thick block. I am going to roll it out fairly thin. Like so. So you can see roughly how thick it is. Don't ask me what that measurement is, because I don't know. But it's not thick, but it's not paper thin either. Alright, so once you've got your little stack ready, just get your 3 cutters and just push all the way down to the bottom of the stack and kind of overlap the circles like so. And then the bigger one at the top. Do I want to add another one? You know what, I am going to get the next size up and do a bigger circle as well. So I'm using 4 circles in total. You don't have to. You can do as many as you want. I'm going to take my rigid blade, blunt side down, and just cut some little lines through the stack, again all the way to the bottom. It's kind of like sunshine rays, as I call it. Be careful not to cut yourself, guys, because remember, this is blunt side down, sharp side up, and I really should have some of those little safety things on the end of these, but I don't, so I'm just being careful. Okay, so once you've done that, just take, oh, I forgot to mention you need a thingamajigger, one of those things that I can never remember what they're called, ball tool. So I'm just gonna grab one of those, just a fairly small one, doesn't have to be too big, and I'm just going to push some little random holes here and there. Again, you can do as many as you want, but I like to space mine out a little bit, like this, and maybe just a few lower down as well. And I think that might be enough. I'm just going to get a smaller one and just do a few smaller ones here and there as well. No rhyme or reason, random pattern. You do whatever looks good to you. Okay, so we've got our block. Now this is when we bring in our white strip of clay, which, as I mentioned before, was rolled onto a number 1. At the moment I am going to roll it down to a number 2, so it lines up with my black that's rolled out onto a number 2 and my grey granite, which is also rolled onto a number 2. I'm just going to take my flexible blade and I'm just going to start shaving pieces off, like so. So that's the first piece. I'm trying to keep them fairly long slices, like this. And like this. Always amazes me. Mokume Gane always amazes me. You can make the same stack and yet it still looks different when you slice it. It all depends on where you stick the colour. Let me just move this out of the way for a second. I'm going to lift this up and move it over here. So I'm not going to use the whole stack, guys. I'm just going to use what I need for the earrings that I'm going to show you. Whoops. And I think, oh, that's a nice piece there. Alright, that's all I'm going to use. So there's quite a bit left that you can slice into, but that's all I need for today. Alright, so once you've got your pieces cut out, your slices shaved off, just start adding it to your strip of white clay. Now, you know me, I don't like busy, so I am keeping the pieces somewhat separate from each other, so you've still got this white showing through. That's just the way I like it. You can do it however you choose, but that's all you're doing, is laying these little pieces onto the white clay. Now some of them are a little bit fragile, that's fine. And I think I'll just fit this bit on there. I'm going to separate it, I think, just for some more white showing through. That's just how I like it. Alright, and I think we're good. I think that's all we need for today. Alright, so next thing then is to burnish. So I've just got myself a piece of scrap card. And I'm just going to use my fingers to start with, just to get it nicely pushed on there. And this really needs a good burnish, because you want, again, you want that Mokume to be really flush with the white clay. So now I'm using my steel soap, which is my favourite thing to use for burnishing. Firm pressure. And just keep going over and over it, and you will start to feel that it's getting more and more level. You just keep doing that. like so. I'm just going to check it. Maybe just a little more, although this is going to get passed through the pasta machine, so that will help level it out as well. Alright, I think that will be good. Whoops. Okay, so when you've done that, take this strip and pass it through the pasta machine onto a number 2, because it needs to be the same thickness as the black clay that I rolled out and the grey granite. So I'm just going to roll this onto a number 2, and I'm going to take it lengthways, not that way. I want it to go this way, or do I? Hang on, let me just think. No, I want it to go that way, sorry guys, so that way down. Onto a number 2. Okay, so it does get stretched out a little bit, but that's fine. So it's all nicely flush. I'm just going to straighten it up a little bit. Get back in position. Just trim it up a little bit. Alright, and then I'm just going to cut this in half. I want to pick a side. Which side do I like? I think I like this one. This can be used in another project. I'm just showing you some earrings today. But you'll have this left over, and you can just do the exact same thing that I'm going to show you now. So it's not going to go to waste. Okay, so get your white Mokume. And you need to make sure that it is perfectly straight edge, as straight as you can get it. Okay, and then you're going to take your grey granite strip, and again make sure it's as straight as you can get it, and then just butt it up to the white like so. I don't want the granite to be that thick, so I'm just going to cut some away. And again make sure it's straight, because now you're going to take your black, which looks a bit grubby right now. I'm just going to re-roll this, it looks a bit untidy. So again, a straight line, and butt it up to that grey granite. I'm just going to see how my cutters are going to accommodate this. I think I'm just going to have a thin strip of black here. So I'm going to just cut some of this away. And then I'm going to add another strip of the grey granite like so. Now you can match these together however you want, in any order. This is just how I want to do it. And my heat furnace has just come on, so if you can hear that, that's what it is. I think I've mentioned before, in the winter it's just too cold for me to turn off my furnace. In the summer I don't mind turning off the air for the time that I spend down here, because it's fairly cool in the basement anyway, but in the winter it's just too cold. Alright, so when you've got all your pieces lined up and how you want it, I mean you could even, cut again and add another strip of black, whatever you want to do guys, it's up to you. I'm just going to tidy it up a little bit. like so. And then I'm going to get my black backing. I lost it. I couldn't see where I'd put it. I was like, wait a minute, what did I do with that? Alright, so when you've put all your pieces together, obviously give them a little, whoops, a little burnish just to make sure they're nicely stuck together. And then gently lift it off your tile. Oops. And don't do that, try and make sure it sticks. And just place it on your backing clay. Like so. And then take some card again and give it a jolly good burnish. A jolly good burnish. Oh, that's so British of me. Give it a jolly good burnish. It's just not cricket if you don't. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm like in a real cheerful mood for some reason. Maybe because I'm just happy to be back at my desk and creating something for you guys. Maybe. But make the most of it because I'm in a good mood today. Can't be true of a lot of days, to be honest with you. I am a bit of a grouch. You may have worked that one out already, I don't know, but I am a bit of a grouch. I shouldn't be, but I am. I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed beyond measure, actually, so I really shouldn't be a grouch. But there you go. Okay, so I'm just going to get my still soap again and just give it some nice firm pressure. I just want to really make sure all those segments are stuck together nice and looking good. I'm just going to straighten this out though. Alright, now I'm just going to get rid of this black. Waste not, want not. Oh, and a shout out to my lovely friend Elaine. She said she didn't want any credit, but sorry Elaine, you're getting some credit. Bless her, she sent me some black clay because she knew I was very low on it. In actual fact, I'd run out of it completely in my last tutorial. And bless her, she sent me some. So kind of her. Thanks Elaine. I know you said you didn't want any credit, but I can't let that one go without saying something. Alright, so just give it one last burnish just to be sure. And if there's any bits on there that you need to be cleaned off, now is the time, I guess. So I'm just going to get some of my rubbing alcohol. And I was going to say Q-tip, but they're all the way up there, so I'm just going to use a wet wipe just to clean off any little bits. Like there's a little bit of something there. I mean, I suppose I could avoid it when I'm cutting my piece out, which I'm probably going to have to do because I think it's a piece of glitter that's got embedded in there. But anyway, alright, so there's your little veneer. Now, when I did my practice run on this, I actually added 2 strips of black and only 1 strip of the granite, and I actually put the black next to the Mokume, and I didn't like the look of it, so I've changed it up a little bit. But like I say, you can do it whichever way you want to, and I am just going to make some cute earrings today. Okay, so I'm just going to take my cutters. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to take this off and put it on the tile, because if I don't, the clay gets stuck in there. So I need to get my clay nicely stuck to the tile, and hopefully it won't do that. So I'm just going to take my cutter and my acrylic block, give it a good press down, give it a wiggle, hopefully this is stuck to the tile and not the cutter. Yay! Alright, I'm just going to go there. Alright, ooh. So we've got some left, but I'm just going to make the earrings today. I will show you some other pieces like I normally do. Gently lift off the tile. I'm not too worried about the back at this point, although it looks pretty neat, because I probably will, sorry guys, I went off camera, because I probably will resin the backs with some glitter. But there you go, there's some earrings. Oh, shall I do a pendant as well? Okay, let's do a pendant as well. Shall I? I'm undecided. I mean, I've got to use it up anyway, but okay, I'll do a pendant. I mean, it's just a case of cutting it out, isn't it? So alright. Whoops. So there is a bit of waste, guys, but you could kind of separate the individual pieces, I guess, and try and salvage some of it. Like that, you know? I don't know. I'm just rambling. But anyway, I'm just going to move this out of the way. There's a little piece there that I could use. And that's just a little quick pendant. Actually, before I do go and put these in the oven, I just want to show you something else that I did. Now, I've still got all this left. I'm not liking this veneer as much as my practice run. It's just so typical. And I think it is because I added more white in the last one, but I will show you at the end the difference so you can decide if you want to add more white into the mix. But what I did do with the leftover veneer, just push it back on my tile, make sure it's fairly level. And I took a slice, just, you know, just a slice, however you want to cut it off. And I made a pendant and kept it in the shape that it sliced off. I didn't alter it. It just makes it look more organic, if that makes sense. So you could do some organic pieces like that, and all I did was lay them onto some white clay and then resin them after. They look kind of nice, but again, I'll show you at the end. Alright guys, I've been rambling on for long enough now, so I'm just going to go and put these in the oven. Once they're out of the oven, I'm going to give them a sand with the coarser grit, probably a 400, because they don't need a great deal of sanding, but I just want to make sure the edges are nice and smooth. And once I've done that, I'll be back. Alright guys, these are out of the oven. I've given them a quick sand just to smooth off the edges. And next step coming up. So I've got my little embossing pen and some blue embossing powder. Now obviously I've picked out a colour embossing powder to go with the blue in the Mokume. So you could pick out any colour you wanted. It all depends which colours you're using. You could use pink or whatever. But I'm going with the blue. Now, when I made these on my practice run, like I told you before, I had stacked it so it was Mokume, black, the grey granite, followed by another piece of black, followed by some more grey granite. And I didn't like the look of the black. So what I did was, I thought, I'm just going to cover it over with some embossing powder. And I'm hoping this will work again, because when I had done this, once the embossing powder was on there and heat cured, some of the black still showed through, and I really liked it, so that's why I added the black. I'm just hoping it will work this time and do the same thing. So just get your embossing pen and just go over that black section with your pen. Try and get it nice and neat on the edges and do it in a straight line. And then just tap your powder on there like so. And just tap it off. So they're the earrings. I'll do the pendant as well. So same thing, I'm just filling in that black area. Try and get the edges tidy as I can. And tap the powder on. And that should be good. Alright, so there you go, that's those. And now all you need to do obviously is get a heat gun, or if you don't want to use a heat gun, you can just put these back in the oven on the same temperature that you would bake your clay, and that will heat cure the embossing powder. But I'm just going to use a heat gun because it's quicker. So just bear with me for the noise for a few minutes, or a few seconds actually. I'm not going to do it all on camera. Alright. So when you start to see the powder melt, so to speak, and it gives it a nice shine as well, you know it's ready, and I think that is good. Alright, so that's all you do. It doesn't take long, and as you can see, some of the black is still showing through, so that's why I chose to leave the black, and I just really like how that looks. So I'm going to go and do the other two pieces off camera, and I'm going to resin them, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I resined all three pieces on the front, and I also resined and glittered them on the back, so they look pretty both sides. I do have a tutorial that shows you how to do this, the glittery resin. I will leave a link for that. I've already assembled this earring, and there's a reason for that. I hate working with jewellery findings. I can't stand anything fiddly, so I'd rather do it off camera, but I will show you what I did. Okay, I've already drilled a hole in this using this little hand drill, and I've inserted the jump ring, which by the way took me ages because this is quite a thick piece, so it was hard getting it in, so I didn't want to show you on camera because I look like an idiot. But I'll just show you with the pendant quickly. I'll just take this little hand drill, again you can get these from Amazon, and just drill a hole through. Now I'm just going to add a pinch bail to this, but this is all I did for the earrings, is drill a hole like this, move my fingers out the way when I can feel it coming through to the other side, and pull it back out. Okay, so that's all I did for the earrings, and then I inserted the jump ring, but I'm not doing it on camera because I'm all over the place with it. So I did the first one, so jump ring, little bead, and then the earring hook. Alright, so I've drilled the hole, I've got the jump ring in, Now I've also got one of these head pins, and you can get these from any craft store. And I've just got myself a little crystal bead. I can't give you the link to these because I bought these a long time ago from, I think, Michael's, but it's just a little crystal bead. I've got my wire cutters, and I'm just going to cut some of this wire away. I've got enough space here to then make another loop. So I'm just going to cut that off, let it shoot across the room. Then I've got these round nose pliers, and I'm just going to take the end of that wire, whoops, and bend it so it's in a straight line, like so. And watch me while I struggle, but then you just take the tip of it and then just she says, loop it over like so. So you've got this little wire going through the bead, and it's going to be held into place because you've got a loop either end. And then I'm just going to pop it over the jump ring, get some more pliers, and try and close it as best I can. This is why I don't make much jewellery with jewellery findings. I just find it so fiddly. And then I'm just going to turn the jump ring so the enclosure is inside the hole so you can't see it, like that. And then I'm going to take my little earring, whoops, went off camera, little earring hook. It's got a nice little sparkly jewel on it. I think I got these from Amazon. If I did, I'll leave the link. And I'm just going to open up the loop on the earring wire and pop it on the other end of the loop on that bead that I just showed you. And then I'm just going to close this loop back up. And that's what I do. I keep it as simple as that because I'm absolutely hopeless at fancy stuff. Alright, so they're the earrings completed. Alright, so they're the earrings. And then obviously I'm just going to put a jump ring, not a jump ring, a pinch bail, and then add a cord or something in this, just because it's easy for me and I like them that way. Alright, so there's that. Now I just want to show you quickly, you know how I mentioned earlier on that with that veneer that I made, I just cut some random slices off and left them organic. Well, they're the pieces that I cut off. I've not done anything with them. But here's one that I did in much the same way. So I kept it in the shape of the slice. I didn't alter it. I just backed it with some white clay like this. I've not finished it. It's got to be resined on the back, and then I'll make it into a pendant or something. So that's that one. And just quickly show you the difference. This is from an old batch. This is from my practice run batch. There isn't much difference, but I do think I added a little bit more, maybe just another square of white into the mix. So if you want to do that, you can. So that's that. This is some more earrings that I've not yet finished from my first batch, and again I left more white at the bottom. So there's that for difference. There's not much difference to it really. You just play around, see what you like. Obviously I've got more white showing on those earrings. And then this is another random piece that I sliced off and kept it the shape that it was in. And I just added a pinch bail at the top, and I added some danglies at the bottom. The same way that I did the earrings, I drilled 3 holes at the bottom, pushed in the jump rings, did the beads like I just showed you, and hung them off the bottom of the jump rings. So that's kind of a statement piece, and you can see there is quite a bit more white in this one. So yeah, I definitely did add maybe 1 or 2 more squares of white. But guys, it's on you what colours you use. I just wanted to show you the difference quickly. So they're all the pieces today. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed, I'd be grateful if you did. So once again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.